Cody in the morning. WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome in the Country Music Living Room. That is our studio home. Every day we get to come here and look out at the entrance to the Grand Ole Opry House, the Opry Shop, the ticket office, the artist entrance. And we're going to do that on Saturday night because King and Country has taken over our house.
Yes, thankfully so.
Paying us handsomely, I'm sure, but they have taken over our house.
I saw Joel. He was there. Mariah, his wife, was doing a show with us at Opry Country Christmas, and she was on the stage, and he was there as guitar tech. And I said, hey, we just want to say thank you for coming in. We've had 17 shows in a row. And he said, oh, I'm feeling better about this now because I feel bad. I feel like we come in and kick you guys out, and we're like, we like to be kicked out every once in a while. It's fine.
Yeah.
So,
especially year 100 with more shows than ever.
Yes, yeah.
So Kelly Sutton, Charlie Matos, Annie Nye, our studio director, Jeff Roberts, rock solid in master control, and everyone seems to have survived the holiday party last night.
Ooh, no one slept here? Okay.
And
No.
Okay, good sign.
Well, I can't say. I don't know what happened after I left, but no one was still asleep when I came in this morning. So let's put it that way.
there have been sightings on the couch through the
That's
years,
right,
through
right.
the ages here at WSM.
Yes.
And thank you for thinking of me on my birthday.
You're welcome.
Because I love these so much. This is pumpkin and chocolate chip.
Spice pumpkin.
Little bitty tiny muffins. And
Spice pumpkin chocolate chip muffins.
Yeah.
You can have many because they're so small.
Well, Charlie apparently has already had several.
Well, I was the food taster. I didn't want them to go to waste, Yeah.
They're so moist. How do you get them that moist?
You don't put much in them except for a can of pumpkin, and that makes them kind of dense, but then you slightly undercook them. So you don't cook them
Oh,
quite
I'm a
as
big
long.
fan of undercooking.
Yeah. That way
Well,
they
maybe not
stay.
with like pork, or
No.
chicken, but with
Baked
like stuff
goods,
like that though. Yeah.
Cookies, you always take them
Yeah.
out.
You will know this, but I never knew this, that if you take Eagle brand milk, a couple of cans of Eagle brand milk, and you stir and stir and stir, you will
Caramel.
make caramel pie.
Yep. They say that that's how they used
That's
to do
all
it.
there is?
Yeah.
My favorite.
That's what they told me.
Huh.
One of my favorite pies ever was at O'Charlie's, and it was their caramel pie. And they said that the way they would do it is they would take that can of Eagle brand milk in a pot of boiling water, and you kept the can in it. You kept everything in the can. You put the can in the boiling water and set it so the boiling water is around it. But you have to be really, really careful because you can scald yourself really easily.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I had no idea it would create that. Chemically, that would be what you
The
would get when
sugars.
you stir it up like that. It just seems
Or
delicious.
You could go to Publix and just buy one.
you can.
Maybe. Yeah. Publix does a good pie.
All right. So what are your headlines this morning you want people to know about?
Oh, well, we were talking earlier about the naming game. There's a whole new way that people are naming their kids. We're going to revisit that later on. Also, return fees are real. We're getting into crunch time now, 9 days and counting before we are at the big day. And you need to know how you buy a present will determine if there is a return fee. Because a huge number of retailers are now tacking on return fees. I'm going to run through all of those. Plus, we're looking for the best Christmas breakfast ideas because Christmas morning, nobody wants to make breakfast. So what's your go-to on Christmas morning for breakfast?
Funny you would mention Christmas because Larry Gatlin and the brothers became members of the Grand Ole Opry on Christmas Day in 1976. So goodness gracious.
49.
49 years ago. And he's coming to see us from the Assembly Food Hall acoustic desk a little later on, 9 o'clock hour. And formerly of Chapel Hart, Danica Hart has new music, a new single, Amazing Grace, our Mississippi.
From the Assembly Food Hall acoustic desk, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
And I want to welcome Cindy Baucom to the studio this morning. And, you said something just before we went on. We were chatting about your late husband, Terry. And you said, I just wanted to turn this grief into something positive. And you have done that with this children's book. And Ricky Skaggs wrote the foreword, the introduction to
He
it.
did. Ricky and Terry worked in a band along with Jerry Douglas called Boone Creek back in the mid-'70s.
Boy, that was back in the day,
Oh, wow.
wasn't it?
Yeah, Vince Gill was even in that band for a while, and he was 17 or 18 at the time, and that really launched the careers full-time in music for a lot of them. But Ricky was so gracious. When I first started sharing the idea idea about the book. He said, if there's anything I can do, let me know. And I did, and he wrote a very touching tribute to Terry to start the book, and I really appreciate that out of Ricky.
And it was Lewy body dementia. Explain for people who are listening, because a lot of people are hearing that term more and more.
Exactly, and it is a disease like other forms of dementia that cognitively affect the brain, affect memory, but the physical part of it mimics Parkinson's, the shuffling of feet. And that's one of the first things I noticed about Terry, because we walked a lot. We would take a morning walk, an evening walk, and I would say, why aren't you picking up your feet? And he would go, well, I don't know. I hadn't even noticed that I was doing that. But musically, he was just still on top of his game. And we started investigating and got that diagnosis. And sadly for him, even though average life expectancy is 5 to 8 years, for him it was only 9 months.
Oh, wow. What were some of the things that you saw? And you even said, was it Jerry Douglas that kind of picked up on some things, and he was like, hey, maybe we need to check in and see what's going on here?
Exactly. And I think when you're with someone every day,
sure,
just like watching a kid grow up, someone can say, oh, look how tall they've gotten, and you haven't really noticed because of those subtle changes.
Right.
And I think that's the way it was for me with Terry. But he would visit with Jerry Douglas at music festivals, pretty infrequently, but they used to be bandmates. And Jerry called me one day and he said, how is Terry? I said, oh, he's great. And he said, there's just something different. There's just something different. So then I tried to pay more attention, and there definitely was.
Yeah.
And we started going to doctors to find out what that difference was, and got the Lewy body dementia diagnosis, unfortunately.
And one of the most extraordinary banjo players, musicians in music, any genre.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. He started professionally in 1970, as soon as he graduated from high school.
I saw where he saw the Beverly Hillbillies. Is that right?
Oh.
And Earl Scruggs
He said
changed
that,
his world.
And so many banjo players will tell you that. It's like, that sound just grabbed me and I couldn't forget it.
And that's that 3-finger roll that he
Absolutely.
came up with.
And he asked his parents for a banjo when he was 10 and got it. And from then on, it was game over. He played every day for hours and hours.
So, Charlie, how old is Jackson now?
Do not send a banjo to my home.
Right.
You mentioned Boone Creek. Certainly, Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver, Third Time Out. Those are two other legendary bands that I think of Terry with.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And he played with Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver live on WSM.
He sure. That's where I first remember meeting him in person. Though I had heard the legend long before I met the legend.
But just quite a career that spanned 5 decades. And I'm so grateful that we were together 23 years and I could be a part of that and help him find great songs and go into the studio and produce recordings. And the last 10 years of his career, he got to lead his own band, Terry Baucom's Dukes of Drive. But a lot of great music, a lot of great memories, a lot of great travel, and support of family and friends has just been unbelievable. And I couldn't have been at this place 2 years later without all that.
Well, Cindy, talk to us a little bit about the story. Is this a true story?
Oh, it is.
And it's, the name of the book, because I didn't do it in the open, is Solomon Simon Dogman Jack, which is actually Charlie Mattis's real name.
Yes. Had to shorten it for radio.
Back to the old boss jock days.
Well, we had always had dogs, but traveling with the band, a lot of times we would have to board them or leave them with family members. So the last dog that we had before this one, he had passed away a couple of years earlier when he was 14, and we kept thinking, eventually we'll get another dog. Now's just not the time. But after Terry's diagnosis, he said, I think I'm ready for a dog again. And I said, well, we need to visit shelters and find the perfect one. We need to give a dog that needs a home. And he was all for that. So we visited several before we came across this guy. And he was just the most loving, little nurturing, friendly fella. So we knew immediately he was coming home with us. And he proved to be exactly what Terry needed throughout his journey. And it didn't matter what Terry called him. hence the name Solomon Simon Dogman Jack. He was Solomon at the shelter, but Terry, when he couldn't remember his name, he would just give him another one, and the dog would always come to him. And one day a friend was at the house. This dog is a jumper, and so Terry's friend said, I bet he has some Jack Russell in him, the way he jumps. He said, Jack would be a good name for him. And Terry was also known, he was just so cool and laid back, and all through the years, he would say, hey man. And so when he would say, hey man, here the dog would come to him, And so I just decided to put all those names together, and this dog loves to take long walks, which has been very therapeutic for me as well. And I would get out my phone, the Notes app, and type in a line that might come to me. And after several weeks of that, not being able to sleep one night, I thought, well, let me see if I can assemble this into some kind of story form. And then I thought maybe direct it toward those younger family members who might have a grandparent or even a parent going through some form of dementia to help them understand. So I wanted to do it in a lighthearted way, but I also wanted to do it as a fundraiser, in addition to helping Terry's musical legacy stay alive. So I thought if we can help shelter dogs, if we can help Lewy body dementia awareness and fundraising for research, then that's what I want to do.
So who are the two beneficiaries?
The Lewy Body Dementia Association, ldba.org, and Bonaparte's Retreat Dog Rescue, founded by Emmylou Harris.
Such a good place.
So as we close, catch us up on your knee-deep in bluegrass radio career.
Over 100 network affiliates, and I love Knee Deep in Bluegrass. I started in national syndication in 2003, but I started in radio in 1983. And
what market are you in?
Well, the Knee Deep in Bluegrass market is nationwide.
Right.
Yeah. And of course, with streaming, we are worldwide. We can always say that when people can stream us, But I started in the northwest corner of North Carolina in my hometown and started working my way down the mountain. In fact, Mike Terry and I worked in the same market for many years, the Charlotte market. While we never worked at the same station, we certainly ran in a lot of the same circles. And Mike was on the Opry when I was honored to get to be guest announcer back in April. And it was great to see him again and catch up. And what an honor to be on stage behind that podium, behind that microphone, and get to do that during the Opry 100 celebrations.
I think that's the name of an album, Working My Way Down the Mountain. That sounds like Knee Deep in Bluegrass.
Why don't we write that?
Yeah. Around the Corner. That's what we close with. Set this up. We'll play it and say.
Two great songwriters from here in town, Mylon Miller and Tom Utes, wrote this song. There's a beautiful line in there that says, if you get to laugh a lot and only cry a little, you found the perfect spot somewhere in the middle. Around the Corner, Terry Baucom's Dukes of Drive.
And where do we get this? The book, Solomon Simon Dogman Jack.
There's an easy, secure link on the homepage of my website, kneedeepinbluegrass.com. That's the easiest way to get it right now. Hope to get it more widely distributed, but it's just been in the world 3 weeks now. I'm just getting started.
And for the kiddos out there, mamas, daddies, grandparents, perfect Christmas gift, don't you think, Kelly?
I think it is. And he is the cutest pup. He's doing okay?
Oh, he is great. He is great.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
Good man.
I appreciate you folks letting me in today, and it was just such a pleasure to get to visit with you.
Thank you, Cindy.
From the Assembly Food Hall acoustic desk, this is Coffee Country and Cody.
And our friend has just walked in and the room lit up because Danica Hart is bringing the party with her.
Hello, bum, 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 bum. Bringing the party buzzer with me.
Yeah, we need the little.
No whammies.
Danica
Good morning.
DanicaHart.com. All that needs to be known is that in the first line of the homepage where it says, "This is more than music. It's a movement of hope, strength, and heart."
Yeah.
All caps.
There you go. That's it. That's Cody. That's what I'm trying to bring. That's what I'm trying to bring to the world. Just bring a little heart and sunshine. And
Well, it's been a difficult time, frankly. Yeah. And I would love for you to share what it is you would like to share about this journey that brought you to your solo career.
I think that I believe that I went through. I always tell people I've been through one of the hardest seasons of my life, and I survived it. And my entire set, if I never write another song, if I never sing another song, I just want people to look at my life and say, if she can do it, I can do it. If she can make it, then I know I can make it. If God can do it for her, he can do it for me. And that's really just been the story of my life. Like, hardest season of my life, but I survived. And, to the place where I didn't even want to do music anymore. And I was like,
if I recall, I read where you were writhing in the middle of the living room floor, just crying your heart out.
Balled up. Just at one point, my husband looked over and I think he didn't know if I was going to have any more tears left. He was like, girl, you're going to be, he was like, it's going to be all right. And, and he would try to just encourage me. But every day I just, my entire life, like everything that I really kind of worked to build, and the dedication and the sleepless nights for the last decade plus the last decade-ish. I always tell people, so you don't know if I'm older or younger, and it's the ish. But I said, everything that I had, I put into it, and so I only know my life as a group. But finally, I think after I was able to get up, and I was like, okay, well, if this chapter is it, Lord, what is it that you want to do? And he was like, okay, now I got you. Now let's focus. And I was able to see that, sometimes we think that, this one thing that we've been doing is it, right. And sometimes God wants to do a little pivot turn. He was like, I built you to this point, but there's something else. There's something greater. There's something more ahead. And so, I just want to be a source for people this season, that anybody who's having a rough season, look, hang in there. Cause look, she's smiling, but I'm telling you, hang in there, because it gets better.
That's the thing. Well, and I want to hear about the music too, because the music has always been where it starts. That's the central point. And I want to hear how this has changed what you're focused on, what your sound is. Give everybody a little taste of what is Danica, because we've known you, as you said, as a group. So what's the message, and what does the sound like that's you?
It's so funny because in the group, I was known as the ballad queen. So we'd go to rights and they were like, oh, here she goes, want to do a ballad. Right. And so, and really the group was kind of known for this kind of almost kind of rockinish, kind of edgy. Right. And so, but you better know, every time I went into a writing room, I was like, well, we could write about it. And they're like, no. And so, but I think a lot of my heart you hear, I think a lot of Amazing Grace, my brand new single Amazing Grace, it kind of sums up my heart as a writer. And it's the things that that I think about, the things that I want to write about. And it's and sometimes I feel sometimes I'm a bit of an oversharer, and so sometimes I have to if I send somebody a message, sometimes I gotta be okay, so somebody help me just say what I'm trying to say, or otherwise I will tell them that everything that happened to me from 1996 all the way up to now, and it's not important. So, but I want to get down to the truth of who we are as family and friends, and even
the emotional side of things.
Yes.
In your story is that there's a family member involved, not just any family member, but a sister.
Yeah. And and that's what I say. But I think that is it's who I am as a writer, and I think that one of the reasons that I've been called, to be a writer, and it's always who I am, because I love to tell a good story. But also, I don't know if it's a receptor that I don't have. I don't think I get embarrassed too easy, but I would rather tell somebody something, and even at the chance that it might embarrass me, but if it'll help save 20 people, if it'll help somebody else go, man, I'm not alone. If she can say that, then I know I can say this about my life. That is I'd rather sacrifice me being embarrassed to help somebody than and then so and so a lot of times, but also gets me in trouble sometimes with family and friends, because they're like, well, you were writing about me. I was like, hey, maybe. Taylor Swift did pretty good. So
writing about old boyfriends.
Well, there you go. Look.
So thinking, you said I'm a writer, and I remember a great quote. He just went into Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame posthumously, but J.J. Cale said, hey, you don't want to be famous. You want to be rich. Write those songs.
Write those songs.
You don't need to be famous.
Can I be both?
Look, I'm telling you, Walmart, when you're famous, Walmart trips are a little different. Okay, look.
That's what Jamie Johnson said. He said, one day I'm gonna shave his beard, and go to Walmart.
I'm telling you, in my little hometown of Poplarville, I went to
Where is Poplarville, Mississippi?
Poplarville, Mississippi is like smack dab between. A lot of people know where Biloxi, Mississippi is. It's the Gulf Coast. It's the big South Mississippi city. So it's right smack between Biloxi and Hattiesburg, Mississippi. A lot of people have been to Hattiesburg, and so I said Poplarville's like right in the middle. So if you've ever ridden down I-59, Highway 59, you probably have passed it up. But now you just need to be a little more cautious. People text me all the time and say, "I passed your exit." I was like, "Come on!" So
well, my wife and I love New Orleans. It's probably our favorite city, and we have driven a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And when you drive to New Orleans from Nashville, you are never so happy to see Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Because it's the first civilization you've seen for a long time.
Well,
it's like Hattiesburg. Thank God.
I just not enough pine trees to suit me.
Well, there's that.
That part of the country, to be honest.
oh my gosh!
So
anywhere you look,
well, you referenced the group several times. Chapel Hart is the group that you were referencing, and I was thinking, it is so hard to keep a formation together sometimes, and you just look at history, right? I mean, the bands, family or not, that last for more than the Beatles only lasted for 6 years. I mean, recorded music. No, seriously. I mean, Bill Monroe played forever, but do you know how many people were in the Bluegrass Boys over the years? Over 150.
Oh my!
It wasn't like he kept 4 together. It's 150 to keep this thing going.
Yeah.
So it's not that unfamiliar. It's so personal, but it's not that unfamiliar.
Oh, Charlie, it's nothing for me to fire, man.
That's right.
It don't bother me
Keep
at all.
your firing buzzer.
I'll fire him, man. Don't think I won't fire. I'll work him hard.
Work him hard and fire him off. Look, but I tell you what, I think a lot of people don't realize what it is to spend every waking hour with some people. Let me tell you what they talk about, how the marriage rate went down or divorce rate went up after COVID. It's because people had to stay home with each other. And so, and I'm telling you, I said, but it is, but also over the years, you just, like, as a musician, you just go. And so for 10 years, we've all had our ideas of, music and what we want to do creatively. And if we wanted to turn, so eventually you just kind of go like, sometimes you just need a break to be able to get those thoughts down and write those thoughts down. And sometimes you need a break to just like be in a different room or a different state from each other. So, we're going to take some time, and they've got a project that they're working on that, and I'm working on some solo stuff and solo writing that I hadn't had a chance to really sit down to just write in a really long time. So it's like you said, Charlie, it's hard. It's hard a lot of times as a group. So also to all the groups out there in like Little Big Town and, like other groups that have been together 20, I think I saw they've been together 25 years, was it? And so it's like,
sounds right.
That is almost unheard of, but it takes a lot to make a group run and go.
So your Amazing Grace that we're going to play right now. It's not the hymn Amazing Grace.
It is not the hymn Amazing Grace.
Okay.
Kinda. It's not kinda not the hymn.
But it's in there.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah. You get a little taste of it.
And so this is a co-write?
No, this is just me sitting at my piano with just like my heart just open. And and a lot of times I just sit down and I say, Lord, what is it you have me to say? And by the time I like sang this, like from front to finish, you kind of got to work out the kinks, but I sang it from front to finish. And I just sat at the piano and I wept. I said, man, this is bigger than just me. This is my history. This is heart and soul. And this is honesty. Right in the opening line, it says, it hasn't been the best of days. Like, I've had a hard day, but I'm still singing Amazing Grace. And sometimes that's hard to do, but you'll hear it in the song. And look, we'll talk about it, I think.
Yes, Amazing Grace all over the world. It is our friend here in studio this morning, Danica Hart, on Coffee, Country, and Cody.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Danica Hart is here, and you're talking about the 10 years you've been at this, but the breakthrough came, how many years ago? It's been 3-4 years ago?
About 3 years, I think. America's Got Talent.
Reality television changed your life.
Changed my life.
So take us
forever.
through the process of getting on the air, getting on the show.
I think it was really, it was really, it was just really a God moment. And it was so crazy because there was she was a talent scout, but she said, I don't know what I'm thinking. She said, I listen to y'all's music every morning. She said, it's on my like empowerment playlist. She said, I never thought to like y'all should try out for America's Got Talent. And we were like, no, we're touring, we're busy. Thank you so much. Like, we appreciate you.
Right.
And I mean, I kid you not. So if she messaged us, I mean, if we told her no 14 times, she told us yes 15. And we were just like, and so we were supposed to go out with the Indigo Girls for a week run. And one of the ladies got COVID and they shut down the whole run. And can you believe what was that week? So we were like, Lindsay, is it still, can we still do it? Like, you know. And so, and I mean, I tell you, I think everybody we know is like, don't do it. It's
I was
gonna,
about to ask because we've seen so many of our friends and so many people who've done this, and it has pushed them to the limit and run them through the ringer, and it didn't turn out the way they hoped.
Everybody told us do not do it.
Right.
They were like, it's gonna be terrible for your career. And I was like, well, we don't really got nothing going now anyway.
Now,
so.
please welcome to the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, look. And I'm telling you what, and it was one of those things. And the crazy thing, and I'll say that here, is that we weren't even going to do You Can Have Him, Jolene. We had planned to do 9 to 5, and we were going to had a couple dance moves, and like, you know, we were like, surely everybody will, like, you know, they'll like it. And when we went out, there were no golden buzzers left. So they were like, there's no golden buzzers. Try to get 3 yeses. Go. And they like push us on the stage. We're like the last 4 to audition for the season, the last 4 acts. And but right before we went on, about 30 minutes before we went on, the music producer said, let me hear that original song that y'all got one more time. And she said, I want you to do it like you're doing it full out. And when we finished, there was it was like silence in the room. She said, that's the one you got to do. She said, because even if they hate it, even if you fail, she said, you took a chance on yourself. She said, but I think this song is great, and I think they'll love it. And the rest is history. But you know,
it just like some of the pressure was off, because and the reason I say that, not that it's not a pressure cooker, I'm sure it is, but you knew no matter what you were still going to do music. I mean, there are some people that go on there that like they've been, you know, a history teacher for 17 years, and this is their one shot. Yeah. So did you feel like maybe there was some of the pressure was off? Like, we're still going to do music either way.
Yeah, no. And it was like, you know, we were thinking that, like, you know how on the TV, like when you watch TV, they go and you walk in front of the people to sing and they either tell you no, yes or no. So that's what I thought. But there was like 3 days of like B-roll and shooting and stuff like that. So I was not prepared for TV. I thought TV's a totally different animal. Yeah. And also, if it didn't help, when I first walked on, they don't really set up for you to hear the judges. It's just for you to perform. So I couldn't hardly hear the judges. And Simon says, like, hey, I thought he maybe said, who are you? But I thought he said, what are you? And I said, we're a trio. He said, well, I can see that. Like, who are you? And I was like, I ruined it. This is it. Okay. Simon's going to roast me for the rest of the... And so I didn't... So if you watch, I don't really say much in the front half because I was like, I'm mortified. I've ruined this for us. And so in the first 2 seconds of being out there. And so that was exactly how I felt. So I didn't really feel much else after feeling like I kind of like stumbled on my face in front of Simon Cowell. So...
Well, take us to Poplarville, Mississippi for Christmas. What's going on? How do you guys roll?
Oh man, usually in our family, the Hart family usually does a big Christmas Eve gathering where at one point in time, like it was everybody. Our grandparents had 17 children, but it was the one time of year that everybody would come home. All the grandkids. There's 108 grandkids. That's all. But it was like no matter where you were in the world, you made time to be home for Christmas Eve. And so, kind of the last couple of years, I think it's kind of building back up. We're trying to get back to it after our grandmother passed away. You know, it's always kind of I feel like sometimes it takes a couple of years to like really kind of get it out. But also this year, we're gonna me and my husband are gonna be down in New Orleans spending Christmas with our family, our kids, and all of our kids are gonna be home. So we're like, come on, like so we're gonna be in New Orleans this year. But yeah, so. It's just, I'm excited to be home for Christmas because there's just been so many years. I said Christmas and crawfish season, I always miss. Like crawfish season in New Orleans is like, it's Mardi Gras and crawfish season. I've missed them so many years being on the road. So I'm excited this year.
Are you good in the kitchen? Do you cook?
Bill, I always say I don't want to be a liar, but if it was up to just keep my family nourished to stay alive, I could do that. But I surely wouldn't put myself in like a cooking contest to save us.
What would be a Christmas favorite that you enjoy?
Ooh, look, I love seafood or crawfish dressing, and usually my birth mom makes that for me every year. So I'm gonna if she's back in time, she went to go visit my brother in Texas. But if she's back in time, I'll probably see if she can whip me together a seafood dressing.
Well, if you're going to be one city in America and not cook, you're in the right one. New Orleans, Louisiana.
There you go.
Yeah.
And the one thing I love about New Orleans is people just invite you into their like, what you doing? You want to come on in come on in, girl. It's all like, yeah.
Food is the connection.
That's it. Well,
the guy with the guitar next to you is Devin Yannick.
Devin Yannick.
You guys are going to play and sing a little something for us this morning.
You know, I feel like it's the holiday season. It's Christmas time, and also bringing some of that Mississippi roots to us today. Like it's Elvis, but also a lot of my country favorites have done this song, and so I'm gonna try to do it. And it's early, so if it's terrible on the radio, y'all just hear me with the love of God this morning, okay? Hear me with the ears of Jesus.
Danica Hart. Danica Hart.
Yeah.
Devin Yannick over there on guitar. And thank you for that Del McCurry Bluegrass Hall of Fame bass run there, man. That was
nice.
That was terrific.
I'm telling you.
Oh, we love seeing you.
I'm telling you what.
So we can follow you on the website, of course, at danicahart.com.
Mm-hmm.
Upcoming gigs you want people to know about, or
Oh,
new
man.
music, or just wait for 2026 and you'll let us know.
Look, I always say follow me. Follow me on Facebook. Really is the place where all things
Okay.
happen. I try and manage like all my social media, but sometimes it is so hard to just like keep it all together. But I kind of started on Facebook, so that's usually where I am.
Okay.
And it's like I feel like I always tell people it's like following your crazy cousin, and so like keep up with all the things. But also if you just sometimes you just need to wake up and go, I need to laugh this morning. Go ahead and follow my page, okay? Because I ain't a telling what I did the day before, but you know, my heart is just to show up and give a little joy, put a little joy out in the world, and you know, to give a little, you know, even sometimes when you don't have it for you, sometimes my love language is making people smile, and so follow my page and you'll get plenty of it, I think.
Well, you got a lot of quotes from a lot of famous people on your homepage. But the one I like from Steve Jobs is, the only way to do a great work is to love what you do.
That's it.
And it's obvious that you do. And Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming to see us, Danica.
Thank y'all so
Good
much.
to
Merry
see
Christmas
you.
to
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Devin. The Isaacs, Grand Ole Opry family members, live from the stage that made country music famous. And that incredible blood harmony of theirs. And speaking of that, Larry Wayne Gatlin just walked through the door. We're going to be talking blood harmony, 70 years of it, with the Gatlin boys, coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. What are you going to lead with?
Well, we're talking about all the things that are going to hit you in the pocketbook right now, because people are scrambling like crazy trying to get last-minute gifts, and I am absolutely guilty of that. But beware on how you're buying gifts that may get returned, because this is happening. Return fees are coming. So the National Retail Federation says nearly 3/4 of stores now charge some sort of return fee, which is money customers are not going to get back, when ordering a package online and then returning it by mail. So that's the key. Now, this is not Amazon we're talking about, but you know, you go online and you order something from JCPenney and they send it to you wrong size, you're sending it back, JCPenney is going to charge you $8. If you do it for Marshall's, $11.99. TJ Maxx, $11.99. Macy's, $9.99. J. Crew, $7.50. So these are all fees that you will get hit with, and it will come out of your overall return.
I remember the department stores used to call that the restocking fee.
Yep.
Yeah.
The biggest one that I saw.
Shipping and handling.
If I just come and put it back myself, can I?
Sure.
I'll just put it back on the shelf myself.
The biggest one that I saw was Best Buy, and it was $45.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's a lot.
$45. What if you got something that was only $30? Then I guess you owe them money? I don't know. So just be aware. But when you're buying things, if you're buying them online, that means they'd have to be returned through the mail. That's where those return fees are going to hit. Also, they now have holiday return deadlines that they're putting in place. So for Amazon, that's going to be January 31st. For Walmart, January 31st. Target is January 24th. And Best Buy is January 15th. So if you're buying things from any of those places, keep that in mind.
Good info, Kel.
Yeah, just want to let you know about it. Okay, let's talk about your favorite comfort show. This is one of those shows you can put on, you can numb out to it. You've seen it time and time and time again. You know it, the punchlines, but you still want to watch it over and over. I think Amber Anderson has us all beat, because every night when she goes to bed, she Parks and Recreation every night.
Okay.
She'll put it on her iPad, and that's what she goes to sleep to. Mine is probably New Girl, or I would say I also watch a lot of Arrested Development. Those
Okay.
are the two funnies. What about you?
Hands down, Friends.
Friends. Nice.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Hands down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Comfort show, Annie. Do you have one that you like to watch over and over?
I really like Friends as well, or any baking show. Like,
Yes.
Is It Cake or
Great American Bake Off.
yeah, or
Chopped
the British?
for us. We can watch Chopped over and over. We love Chopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Those are good ones.
Charlie stole both mine.
What about you?
Andy Griffith,
Yeah, that's a great one.
Gunsmoke, and Dale Robertson in the Tales of Wells Fargo.
The bank?
Yeah. Before there was a bank, there was a stagecoach
Yeah,
line.
okay.
With all the money.
And that was Wells
It
Fargo.
was Wells Fargo. Said so on the side of the stagecoach.
Oh,
That's why they use that logo.
didn't know.
We're going to come back and wrap it up here. Kelly Sutton Entertainment, Charlie Maddles, Bill Cody. Stay with us.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody, live from the Assembly Food Hall acoustic desk.
Nashville Songwriter Hall of Famer and Grand Ole Opry great come Christmas Day, 49 years for the Gatlin brothers. Larry Gatlin is here, and as of 8:01 this morning, Dateline, Nashville, Tennessee. The Gatlin brothers to be honored with star-studded tribute for 70th anniversary celebration. It hit my inbox just like it was supposed to at 8 o'clock, 8:01. So there you go.
Boom.
Hey,
He's such a big deal.
how about that? Well, we outlived a bunch of them. I don't know if we're any good, but boy, we outlived some of them good ones. I had not planned to say that. I tell you what, every night when I introduce them on our shows, at the Opry, I tell I go out first and do a little good West Texas, BS, bull stories, and I tell the people. They're not just my brothers, they're my best friends. They're not my backup singers. They are what the Gatlin Brothers sound is about. We love each other. We give each other room. People say, how do y'all put up with it? We give each other a lot of room. Mm-hmm. We're together in limos, and we have our own plane now. Southwest Airlines.
Nice.
Seat A1, A2, A3, and A4. And our other brother from another mother, Steve Smith, has been with us 50 years. So we give each other room. We don't fuss and fight. Down through the years, you'll have arguments and stuff, but never laid a hand on the other one in anger. So I wrote a song not too long ago called Amazing. Amazing, amazing what happens to you when you find out what just the right 3 minutes can do.
Yeah, they've highlighted the Hall of Fame, Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame induction ceremony with that.
Right,
song. Yeah,
they
I
do.
remember, yeah.
Well, and there's a book coming out by, I think, the 50, I don't know how many they've taken, a book about their 3 minutes that changed those careers. So that, all the gold obviously changed ours. And we had dreams come true that weren't even dreamers enough to dream. I mean, God's dreams were a lot bigger for us than the Gatlin boys. We wanted to be gospel singers all of our lives, and that would have
Who did
been
you want to
great.
be, a Blackwood brother?
Blackwood Brothers and the Statesmen. I want to be James Blackwood and Jake Hess all rolled up into one. Not you, Bill Gaither, nanny, boo, boo.
Was it because the Blackwood brothers had more swag?
They had swag.
They were cool.
Well, I always, I see these shirts.
Yeah, we know.
They've
You
got
look good.
they've got that 2-inch collar on them up there because I don't want my red neck to show above that J.C. Penney suit I got on. If your suit collar is up higher than your shirt collar, or if it just shows a little bit, it came from J.C. Penney's. Anyway, I'll get sued. The black they had those tall, 2-inch collars. They looked like the rich guys in New Yorker magazine, smoking the cigars and
Yeah.
And our Uncle James Doan, great pianist, he was a jazz cat. And he introduced us when we were kids. The Blackwoods and Statesmen, wore those nice tailor-made suits. They got at Duke's in Houston to handmade, and those nice, and all the jazz cats, Duke Ellington and Errol Garner and all those cats, Tony Bennett and Mr. Sinatra had those tall, cool shirts. And that's just what, plus I've got a long neck like Elvis, and I don't want my red neck to show, I say.
And it's the Blackwood brothers famously saying, if your hair is too long, there's sin in your heart.
Oh, I didn't know that was theirs. Okay.
That's absolutely true. And when you double that by having a Marine daddy, high and tight, baby, high and tight.
Oh.
And now after 70 years, you know every single gospel song.
That's right.
So take me back to growing up with Curly and Bobby.
Mom and Daddy were wonderful people. Our dad could be a little rough. He never laid a hand. I mean, he'd spank our little butts with the switch or belt every now and then. He'd just tap around on us, and that's very verboten. But look how good we turned out. Only 2 of us have been to treatment. And the other needs to go. I'm just kidding. But it was a Marine household. So a Marine daddy and a Pentecostal piano playing mama. There's a combination. They were wonderful, loving people, hard-working people. Somebody told me I wish I knew where I'd heard this. Wrote a song called "I'm Going to Forgive You for What Your Parents Did to You." Okay, I don't need to write that song. What I'm saying is they are a product of what they were raised in. Mm-hmm. Our daddy, his older sister ran off with the younger sister away from home, and he didn't see him for 20 years, and he was left with a sick father who had Parkinson's, and his mother, 2 years, had died in his arms with tuberculosis. He had a pretty rough road to go, and he got tired. In my autobiography, I said, my father was the kind of tired, my father was the kind of weary that a good night's sleep wouldn't fix. Mm-hmm. Okay, so on occasion, he was a little uneven. You didn't know exactly what was going to trigger it. Mm-hmm. Overall, he was a loving, hardworking, fun guy. We all have moments. I had moments when I was a little too gruff with my kids, coming up off the road, and some little thing would torque you off a little bit. Never laid a hand on them. And like I say, Daddy never slugged us. He'd spat our bottom every now and then, spare the rod and spoil the child. Well, that's why I ain't spoiled. But, and Mama, Pentecostal, we had, Pentecostal's deal. It's we don't smoke and we don't chew and we don't go with girls that do. We ain't got no girlfriends.
So was she the one with her piano playing background, musical background, that heard something when the three of you sang that would become that Gatlin Brothers sound?
Well, Hank Williams, hey, good looking. When I was 3, Daddy put me up on this the bar of a little steak joint, a little bar called Low Wakey. It's down near San Angelo, Ballinger, Texas. And I was going out to work with him at 3 years old, going to the drilling rig. He took me out there. Somebody put that nickel in or penny, whatever it was, and Hank Williams came on, and I sat up at the end of the bar, and I had learned it because Daddy had a record of it, and they taught it to me. So they kind of knew. Mama was going to enter me in a talent show. I was almost 7, and my Aunt Nell said, Billy, put all of them up there. And Mama said, Rudy's only 2, he can't sing. I said, well, go in there and listen. They're singing around the hi-fi, and it was an old Blackwood Brothers album. I woke up this morning feeling fine. So Mama entered us in the talent show. We have pictures of her playing the piano, and we're standing up on tables because the microphones wouldn't go low enough.
And this is the Slim Willett show in Abilene.
Well, this was just the talent show, Cavalcade of Talent. But Slim Willett heard about us winning. We won first place in the 2, 4, and 6 division. We were the only ones in the 2, 4, and 6.
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless.
That's right.
So Slim Willett heard about it. and he hired us on without even hearing us, but people were raving about it. It was in the newspaper front page.
Jeez.
So we were on his show for the next 2 years on Wednesday nights at KRBC TV in Abilene, and that's how we got our start.
Well, we're celebrating on February the 23rd at the historic Ryman Auditorium, that 70-year celebration that includes, and this is just a short list, the Oak Ridge Boys, Big and Rich, Mae Estes, Lee Greenwood, T. Graham Brown, David Phelps, John Barry, Lori Morgan, the Isaacs, whom we just heard a little bit ago and saw on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry, Mark Wills, Red Steagall. What would you say about Red Steagall? If you don't like Red Steagall, I don't like you.
That's right. If you don't like Red Steagall, I don't like you. And if you don't like Bill, Charlie, and Miss Kelly, I don't like y'all either.
T.G. Shepherd, Kelly Lang, and more. How are you going to get more up there on stage?
We're going to have a lot of choral numbers.
Hey, take me back. I read where you wrote this, decades ago when Parker, your granddaughter, was like 1 year old, and it was Christmas time, and there were terrible things going on in the Middle East, as are happening today, and you were inspired to write this first song we're going to play.
Well, yes, there are still horrible things happening in that part of the world, in the Holy Land. They're better than they were. You know what? The things in the Holy Land are all the way up to bad. It's come all the way up to bad, from horrendous, atrocious, awful, criminal, whatever, all the way up. And right now we're having to just kind of settle for bad, hoping that it gets a little better and to good, So Parker just had 3 months ago a little baby girl named Elliot Joy. Oh, our first great-grandchild, and she's just sweet. But when Parker was a little older, about 1.5 maybe, it was Christmas night, Christmas Eve. And so this is 22, 23 years ago, when it was really awful back in that. And TV was the TV set. Good Lord God.
That's West Texas right there.
Yeah, we'd been listening to the hi-fi a couple of minutes earlier. But Parker was crawling around the floor in front of the Christmas tree, kind of looking at the presents and, the ribbons and stuff. And the television was on, and there were literally bombs falling on Bethlehem. And I looked at that, and I looked at that little baby and the thought of the Christ child, and I was just overwhelmed. And a lot of times when I get overwhelmed, I go, I wrote a song one time, said, I can't lie to my pencil, I've tried. So, I took my little, it wasn't a Palomino Blackwing 602 at that time. I'm going to say it was, so maybe I'll get a product placement endorsement. Probably a Bic pen or something. And I wrote this song that it's in my top 10 favorite songs I've ever written. And Christmas Eve this year, we hope there won't be bombs falling. Mm-hmm. But songs remind us and teach us. So this is Steve and Rudy and me. Not I, that's wrong English. Steve and Rudy and I, that's wrong. No, it is Steve and Rudy and me singing No Star Tonight in Bethlehem.
Larry Gatlin on Coffee, Country, and Cody.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Larry Gatlin is here, and he and the brothers celebrating 70 years in February of next year at the Ryman Auditorium. And tickets, there are a couple of opportunities. Pre-sale goes on with the code GOLD tomorrow, the 18th. And then celebration tickets go on sale for Friday the 19th at 10 Central. Ryman.com has the information, and we're getting caught up with Larry this morning.
What's your favorite Gatlin song to sing on the stage of the Opry?
Janice's favorite is All the Gold.
Okay.
For obvious reasons. the lifestyle to which she so easily became accustomed.
Listen, I also am very envious of her entire wardrobe and her shoe collection. So if she's listening and she's outgrown anything, you just let me know.
I'll let you. Well, she's sweet. Isn't she a beautiful
She
thing?
is
Oh,
stunningly,
gorgeous.
I
stunningly
love to
beautiful.
have, on my arm.
How old were you when you met?
16. She was 18.
Wow.
She was a freshman in college, and I was a junior in high school. And she was the head cheerleader at our little, junior college, Odessa College, and most popular and class favorite and all that. Boy, she got a rash in the caca about going with a hot. Can you say caca on radio? Not anymore. Are we still testing?
Yeah. We've been off the air for 15 minutes. It's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep talking.
It's just that boo, that code thing, And I went home. I had known her a little bit. She played piano in her church, and the brothers and sisters, Donnie used to sing with. We had sung at her church, and I knew her little brother David. We were in the same grade. But boy, the girls and guys at her Odessa College really gave her a ration, about going around. I went home that night after I saw her at a little drive-in, at Nicky's drive-in. People would take their car and drive around the circle, and I just walked by there and saw her. I said, I know you, Donna. She said, I'm Janice Moss. I said, you're David's. I know him, And I went home and told my mama. We talked for a little bit, and I went home and told my mom, I said, I met the woman I'm going to marry. She said, oh, you've said that. I said, no, this is it. Then a friend of mine, a good friend of mine named David Webb, called me the next day, said, I know a girl who wants to go out with you. I said, who? He said, Janice Moss. I said, you got her phone number? And he did. And about 2 weeks later, we drove to Midland to see Goldfinger. Our first date was Goldfinger.
Wow.
Yeah, there were parts in that made a couple blush.
I love it.
Well, in addition to the February celebration of 70 years, catch people up this weekend. You got a weekend run, starts tomorrow in Mount Vernon, Kentucky at Renfro Valley, there at the Barn Dance, the Entertainment Center, and the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame. Then you're at the Franklin Theater on the 20th.
Nice.
Yes.
Back here in town. And then, of course, on Sunday, you'll be back picking up the Opry Country Christmas shows.
How many do we have? 3? How many more?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yep.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you think the drums will have settled down from King and Country by
I
then?
think they're just going to leave them. So
Will
if
they
you guys
just be-
want it,
Yeah.
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 You can hit them if you want.
Silent. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I've never seen a stage setup with 80% percussion, but
It's great.
that's their set.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's like I used to tell the cloggers after they did, I said, there won't be a cockroach within 400 miles.
Yeah.
Every one of them will be stomped out of that wood.
Very true. Very true.
So the list I ran a little earlier and that people can see over your shoulder on television on the show poster over there, 1955, there's those 3 boys that you were referencing earlier that knew they had something special, and 70 years later, they're still so special.
Take me back, by the way, to that night at Opry Country Classics when not only did we celebrate that photo and that wardrobe, but the grandkids came out in identical costumes. It was so cool.
I can't. Our wonderful, sweet daughter-in-law, Tracy, their mama, made and cobbled together. We have 2 of those original outfits that you're seeing. We don't know where. We think the third one is at the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame, a Hall of Fame we're in currently. Call 647.
And good morning to Sarah Trey Hurt.
Everything in its time, we think that's where the other one is. But Tracy had made and made little outfits that match these, and those 3 little stinkers walked out there. And, they may make an appearance. It's kind of like Santa Claus. You don't know if he's really going to show up.
Okay.
So, and what are the names for people who don't know?
Okay, Larry. and Cash is the oldest, had his 8th birthday yesterday at Dickey's Barbecue. Product placement. And Royal is 5 and will be 6 in February. And Walker is 3. So they're
Walker just turned 4.
turned
but
4.
My grandson
That's right.
share a birthday.
That's right.
Yeah.
4. He's 4.
And he's called the mayor, apparently.
That's
Oh,
what
nice.
Tracy-
Yes.
I have a name for him, but we. They just I just you know how grandpas are. Walker before he had gotten on the show that night, the other two, Cash and Royal, had been on the Opry once, but when they were on, Walker was much too small. He was only a year old or so. He came up to me about 3 months ago, and he is getting so verbal. The things he's just amazing. He went up to Lainey Wilson the other night and he just looked up at her and said, "Will you pick me up?"
Oh, he did
And
not.
she did, and she just
And she did.
And she did,
Oh, my
and I've got
gosh.
pictures.
And he said, Tracy posted this, that he felt like he was home in her arms.
Okay. He's already got moves.
Good
that one.
gracious! I wonder if he has a Palomino Blackwing 602 pencil. She was so sweet to my boys. But before he had ever been on, he walked up to me about 6 or 8 months ago, and he just said, he kind of put his hands, you know how you do that. He kind of said, "Papa, when am I going to get to be on the Grand Ole Opry?" I said, "Oh, maybe 6 months or so, or a year." And he went, "Oh man!" I mean, he was steadily torqued off about not.
Nice.
So they've all been on, and every now and then Royal comes up to me and he'll go, "Ooh." He said, "Papa, is that harmony?" I said, "Yep."
That's right.
It is.
Yeah.
It's harmony to. Oh.
Yeah.
It is harmony to
Yeah.
that. So they're singing harmony. Worked with him again yesterday, even with Walker on the first line of All the Go, and he got it. He
Nice.
sings Rudy's part, the third above.
Wow.
So we're very blessed and have 2 beautiful granddaughters, and we're healthy. You can also coulda, woulda, shoulda, wish, and I made a lot of awful mistakes and things, but everything that happens upriver affects what happens downriver. I'd love to have stayed on Broadway a little longer with Will Rogers, or gone back there and done some things. I'm probably the wrong political persuasion to go back to New York and do a Broadway show. Ask Kristen Chenoweth how she's. It's a long story that I won't go into, but if we had, now God would have given us some grandkids, and it might have given us the exact same one. I don't know how that works out, but if you live in a different town, Josh wouldn't have met Tracy. Though,
Yeah.
and that's about as far as I can go with trying to fathom God's unsearchable riches and blessings and mercy. But I'll just take, it's not those little turkey buzzards that I've never called them turkey buzzards. I don't know. So it's all good. We are blessed. And the 70 years with Steve and Rudy, I mean, we tried to get in touch with the people at Guinness Book of World Records, and we got no response from that, really, which I can't quite understand. But I'll just make a little deal right now. You're hearing this live. This is what do they call it? News.
News
Breaking
flash.
news. It's breaking news.
It's breaking news. Santa is in the Nashville area. No, that's other breaking news. I have been paying attention. If you have as much as a trio, that's 3 people. Okay. And you've been doing it, it's either continually or continuous. Continually means separate. Continuously means you started and you've been singing every minute. So continually, if you've been singing for 70 years or more and you ain't quit, send us a tape. And if you can document it, we'll put you on the 70th celebration.
There you go.
On February 20th. And by the way, there are some more folks we've been in contact with who want to come.
Okay.
Want to come do it. Ms. Laney said she'd love to do it. She's going to be on tour in Australia, but she was so sweet when I asked her. And some other of our friends and neighbors. People work. People have tours and people have concerts and gigs. Vince, we're pretty sure, is he on the list? Is confirmed?
Not as confirmed.
Well, he's got this little job with, what's that group he's with in Vegas?
The Blackwood Brothers.
Yeah,
The Beagles. No, the Blackwood Beagle. Obviously, he's with the Eagles
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
But he said he would try to do that. But they've kind of got a show that night, maybe, or the night before. Anyway, stuff like that. So we're not going to promise that. I mean, Vince is. I called Vince, after Glenn Campbell passed away. I said, now you're the best singer, guitar player alive, because you were second until Glenn died about an hour ago. And then I said, well, wait a minute. You write some pretty good songs, so you're in a category by yourself. And he is my dear friend, and he's going to try to get. I don't like him that much personally.
Right.
February 23rd. That's a Monday. The historic Mother Church, Ryman Auditorium, Nashville, for 70 years. The 70th anniversary celebration of the Gatlin brothers. And we'll run that full lineup for you. As I said, for those of you watching on television, you can see a lot of those names overlapping.
Well, who else is going to be there? Miss Kelly, Brother Bill, Brother Charlie,
Nancy Jones, Gary Sinise,
and Mike Terry, one of our other dear friends here. So it's cast of thousands, and as they say, and many others, Minnie Pearl and many others. You were talking about Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
I heard that Kitty Wells and Donna Fargo had started a group. They're going to call it Wells Fargo.
Tickets are on sale.
Look, he's seeing himself out. Did you see him? He just started rolling out. It's like, I'll see you out. Thank you very much.
We're going to have to ask you to leave. Pre-sales begin tomorrow for the 70th anniversary show. That's tomorrow the 18th at 10 o'clock Central. Gold, G-O-L-D is what the man said. Gold is your code. And then on sale in full Friday. That's Friday the 19th at 10 o'clock Central Time. Ryman.com. Larry Wayne Gatlin, Nashville songwriter, Hall of Famer, and on Christmas Day, 49 years, a member of the Grand Ole Opry. I love you. Thanks for coming to see us, and Merry Christmas.
Love you. The answer is I've done enough dying today, Kelly. I never answered your question.
Favorite thing to do on the Opry stage?
Done enough dying today with my brothers Steve and Rudy.
Well, we're going to close today. Jamie Paul, you and Jamie, international jazz vocalist.
Yes, wonderful lady, wonderful
Baby,
singer.
It's cold outside.
And it is.